Hey YouTube, just occurred to me that I never got back and did a video sort of summing up my ideas that come from my reading of Sam Harris's new book, The Moral Landscape. And I've since actually joined a book club which actually discussed that book as well at the end of last month. So I thought I would just come on real quick and get that out of the way. Thankfully it won't take long because the book is actually fairly sort of straightforward in that it's essentially selling one concept, that we can determine whether something is more or less moral objectively between two different situations. That's basically all it's saying. It's not giving a lot of answers about exactly what is and isn't moral in any particular situation, but rather trying to push the idea that we can look into it, we can try to figure out how best to be moral, so long as you accept Sam Harris's premise that morality is essentially attached completely to the well-being of conscious creatures. Once you accept that premise, you're basically able to determine objectively whether something is better or worse than something else. And he uses a lot of sort of really wide examples to really take out any sort of subtlety in the argument, which is a little bit strange to me because that's kind of a lot of the criticism he's getting for the book, is that his examples are basically, would you rather win $1 million or have your leg chewed off? You know, there's no subtlety in the discussion. But he's not trying to be subtle in this book. He's simply trying to push the idea that we can know things objectively about morality. And I would agree with him about that, accepting his premise. The one really good sort of metaphor he uses for morality in the book, I think, that sort of, if you're going to bring one thing out of the book, it's this metaphor of essentially the study of morality mirroring the study of nutrition and food, in that there can be multiple types of food that are good, multiple types of food that are bad. The variations can be tricky to figure out objectively, but you can be pretty sure that that cheeseburger is going to be worse for you than the salad. Even if you can't necessarily quantify every particular exact reason why that is, there are objective truths to be known about food that is either good or bad for you. And it might be a little different in different situations, but there are facts about the nutritional value of the food that exist in the real world at an objective level. And he would argue in the book that morality is the same way. We may not be able to figure out in every situation what is moral and what isn't, but we can in some situations, and we can work at doing it objectively. So yeah, it was an interesting book. I don't agree with everything in it, but it was definitely pushing more towards, like, let's study morality objectively, more than here is how you derive morality objectively. That he didn't answer any questions really in the book, or hardly any, but he did push for a lot of questioning and using sort of scientific objective processes to study morality, which I think is a good idea. So yeah, nothing really of my opinion changed after reading the book, although I do like the food analogy kind of thing, so I'll probably end up using that in discussions of morality in the future to help flesh things out a bit. But yeah, it was just a nice, simple little book. It was Sam Harris's style. His sort of, he tends to insult people that disagree with his positions and stuff, and this book is no different than that. But you know, it is what it is. If you enjoy Sam Harris's writing, you'll probably enjoy the book. If you don't, you probably won't. There's not a whole lot new in it. So yeah, see you later.